Hey, and welcome back. This is part two of our demo. If you did not watch part one, I'm going to leave a link on the description. That way you can catch up. Right now in part two, we're going to cover some more advanced workflow techniques. More specifically, we're going to create a workflow capable of creating a video out of a prompt. That's very powerful, right? So let's just jump into it. Going back to our workspaces, we have the demo workspace from the previous video. And over here, I created some new workflows. I want to start investigating this first workflow over here called Video Maker Workflow without Publisher. Let's just click on it. This workflow is pretty simple, similar to the one we saw on part one, but whenever we click on this task, it's fairly different. We have a task called Video Maker now. It has more CPU in memory, so we have about 2 CPU and 4 gigabytes of memory. We're still using Linux, but our Docker image is we're now using the Video Maker Worker Docker image, which is this one over here. In a previous video, we were playing with the simple worker. Great, we're still using the ARM architecture. We have log retention of 1 day, but the interesting part starts here. This worker has multiple configurations. So for instance, we can define which LLM model we're going to use. Right now, we're using Gemini 2.0, but it does work with OpenAI and Claude. In fact, we're going to do another one in this demo using OpenAI as well. We also can explore, for example, the video output. How many frames per second for the outputted video, the audio codec, the video codec, the video format, which in this case is going to be a YouTube Shorts, the subtitle color, the voiceover, so if it's going to be male or female, the language, if it's going to be English, Chinese, Italian, Spanish, you name it. And we have a few more interesting parameters here. For example, the personality of the video, so more engaging and friendly, in this case, the personality of the narrator. And over here, if we scroll down, there's a very interesting parameter, and that's the one we want to explore. That's our prompt. And this is called the data gathering instructions parameter. So on this one here, we're passing the following instruction. Visit the website news.google.com and get the 3 main news of the day. So that's it. So this instruction will be used by our worker, and within our worker, we have an agent, and this agent will open a browser in headless mode and try to find this piece of information for us. And after that, again, the worker is going to do a bunch of data manipulation and create a script and generate a video. So anyways, we have plenty of parameters here for this worker, and we also have a few secrets here pretty much related to the API keys for the services we're leveraging. But now, well, I think we will all want to trigger this and see the output, right? So I'm going to scroll down here really quick, and I can trigger a workflow manually by just clicking Run Workflow and create an execution. This will take a while, so I'm going to pause the video really quick, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. All right, so it seems our task executed just right, and we can actually click over here and see the state machine. So let's do that. Okay, we can click on our task, and if we want to check some logs, we can find them over here. So let's just go all the way back. So as mentioned, that prompt of ours, which is visit the website news.google, is being used by our agent. Our agent is then deciding what to do next. Then pretty much it decides that it should visit news.google. It proceeds to extract some information out of it. And then we get this JSON object with a couple of news. So, and those news are then summarized by the agent. So they return it here for us. And we proceed to do a few other things to generate audio and video with the worker. Now, how can we fetch the output, right? So we can click over here on our assets link for the workflow execution. We can click on output, and the video is outputted on this composed video folder. So let's click on it and open it right here. So let's see the result of this worker.
Hey everyone, quick news update. Did you know Trump just put a hold on those tariffs for goods coming from Mexico and Canada under the USMCA? Yeah, for a month. That's according to the New York Times. But here's the thing. The Associated Press is reporting that even though Trump's postponing times tariffs on *sometimes Canadian imports, Canada's tariffs are actually sticking around. Confusing, right? And finally, if you want the full picture, NBC News dropped their full nightly news broadcast from yesterday. So much happening. Want to dive deeper into any of these stories? Let me know which one in the comments below.
Okay, so it seems it works. We have a 39 seconds video here in a YouTube Shorts format. So our worker was able to create this video, which is pretty incredible. But what if we wanted to evolve our workflow, not only to create a YouTube short in this case, based on a prompt, but also publish it to our YouTube channel? So that's going to be the evolution of our workflow. So obviously we can come over here, edit the workflow, and add that step. But I already developed a new workflow here in our demo workspace, and I called it Video Maker Workflow with Publisher. So let's click on it. So this workflow is pretty much the same as the previous one. We still have our video maker here with a bunch of inputs, but we also have a publisher step, and that's the very interesting part. The publisher step is capable of reading the output from the video maker step And based on that, in this case, it's going to be able to publish the video to YouTube for us. The publisher step uses a different Docker image in this case. It's called the video publisher worker. We have a few inputs here. So we know the video is located in the output composed video folder that we just saw a minute ago. We want to publish this video to YouTube. We're also pointing out where the video metadata is located. And finally, we can specify the video privacy status. So in this case, we're publishing an unlisted video. And we're supplying our YouTube credentials over here. Nice. So let's run this worker and let's see the output as well, right? So I'm going to close a few things over here. And I'm going to come here and trigger this workflow. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, our execution is done. We can click here on the state machine. And we're going to see that this one is a little bit different. We have two steps over here. And one of the steps more specifically is for the publishing. So let's click on this here. And we can see the publishing task is able to fetch the file from the previous step, and it then publishes it to YouTube. And we have a video ID here. That's great. That means we can now open our YouTube channel, refresh it, and there we have it. Let's click on the video, and we should even be able to watch it. So the ID is 4H9, which matches with the ID of the publishing. And here also we're pushing some metadata automatically here, the title, the description, and also some references to the videos that were used and the music that was used to produce this short. The visibility is unlisted, so it's mostly for demonstration, but we can click here.
Hey, did you catch today's headlines? Big stuff happening.
And we can watch it.
First, Trump's giving Mexico and Canada a 1-month break on tariffs related to the USMCA goods. Pretty major, right? But hold.
And well, anyways, we get the idea, right? Now it was not only able to create the short, but publish it automatically in our behalf, which is pretty cool. Now, what is our final step, right? What if I want to start generating more videos, or maybe videos in parallel, or testing them out? Another option is to play with our workflow parallel task, which we're going to do right now. So inside the demo here, I created a video maker workflow parallel workflow. And this workflow, again, very similar to the previous one, but now we have a parallel task. And within the parallel task, we have two inner tasks here. The first one is going to generate a video with pretty much the same parameters as the previous one using Gemini 2.0. But we also have another task that will be executed in parallel, and will produce a video using GPT-4o Mini. So, and again, a parallel task is not only bounded to two tasks. We can add as many tasks as we wish over here. We could drag and drop as many tasks over here. But for the sake of this example here, we just want to benchmark those two LLM models. And after generating, so each one of them will generate a video, and afterwards, both of them will be published to our YouTube channel. So let's give it a shot. Now I'm going to go back here to the workspace. Let me click on the parallel job, and I'm going to just run it right now. Oh, sorry. And we're just going to run this. And I'll pause it, and I'll be back whenever it's done. All right, once again, our job successfully processed. So we can click here on the assets, and we're going to notice that this time we have two videos as output because it's a parallel task. And if we visit our YouTube channel, now we do have two more videos showing up here. And I mean, we can click on them and see how they.
Hey everyone, did you hear what's going on with tariffs today? It's a bit of a roller coaster.
So, well, anyways, we have both videos produced, one again by GPT, the other one by Gemini. And we can obviously evaluate and see.
Have you heard the latest buzz in trade news? Newspaper.
We can basically see what we prefer. But that covers most of the demo. We did explore parallel tasks, tasks that are chained, and even simple workflows as well. In case you're interested to learn more about the technicals and how was everything developed, like the platform and the workers, I'm going to make a subsequent video covering that. I think another interesting point to cover here, which is pretty much I pointed out in part one, is that we can create schedules. So besides generating videos on demand by manually clicking the run workflow function over here, we can also create a schedule and have, for example, a video being created every morning or afternoon. Well, this is the demo, guys. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.